and we'll start with the recap for today. A new head of house, deputy head of house, and we also have a news that we're going to share with you. Of course, you guys would have checked, you guys would have seen the updates on our page. So remember, this Big Brother Naija season 6 recap is brought to you by IPO. And this is Sergeant Olori reporting live from the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will need you all to please go on their page right now on Instagram, and please follow them at IPO Go WIPO. So the handle is IPO Go WIPO. All right, so before I start, let's talk about IPO. For the past few weeks, of course, you know already that this Big Brother Naija season 6 recap is brought to you by IPO, and IPO bleach is actually an affordable disinfectant that can be used to keep the home and environment safe and healthy. We've been talking about hygiene on this show a lot of times, and remember that some of the housemates have been keeping it real when it comes to their hygiene levels in the house, from Angel to WHITEMONEY to Maria to Peace to Boma to Pere, and other housemates who have been keeping their hygiene level really high in the house. So talking about IPO is that one stop bleach that you need to use for your homes, that you need to use to clean your environment. So on that note, it is good to say that IPO is safe, and you can use the IPO bleach to clean your floors around your homes, like the living room floor, the bedroom floors, the kitchen floors, bathroom, toilet floors. Remember, IPO bleach is available in sachet for 30 naira. And you can also get the bottles at 400 naira and 750 naira. All right. So thank you all for watching, and thank you all for joining also on all the platforms. Tonight we'll be talking about the new head of house, the new deputy head of house, the guest for the head of house room, and also Kayvee's exit. So tonight, of course, let me start from yesterday, which was the eviction show. For those who missed it, the eviction show, took place yesterday night, and we saw two housemates leave the Big Brother house. So Princess and Ari actually, left the house. They were evicted yesterday, and we seeing their exits, watching the exit interview on TV yesterday. You can actually tell that there are lots of things we need to expect from Princess and Harry. So let's just take it down to today's information on what happened today. Looking at the highlights for today, from the gym, period in the morning, early in the morning, because I watched the early morning show, and I realized that the housemates were really worried about Kayvee. In the morning, they were really worried about him because he didn't even participate in the gym. He didn't participate with, during the gym time. And housemates like WHITEMONEY, Nini, actually reached out to him. Another housemate I can't really remember at the moment, reached out to him to actually, console him and all, because he was really down this morning, and up until this evening, it was announced through the previous head of house, which was Pere. Pere actually made the announcement before the head of house games this evening that Kayvee will be exiting the show. So this is actually a sad news to see one of the housemates leave the show. And if you remember, Kayvee was one of the housemates that joined the show at the end of week 2. He was part of the four new housemates that were introduced to the whole house. So on this note, Big Brother Naija show on Instagram actually released a statement, after the announcement was made in the house, and I'll read. So this is according to the press statement on Instagram. He exited the show from the house on medical grounds, and he had consultations with Big Brother and the on-site medical team, where it was decided that he had to leave the house for more thorough medical investigations. So on this note, we wish Kayvee, all the best. As of course he has left the show already, so but wish him all the best and all. So let's just move in straight to the Big Brother event for today, which is the head of house games. Of course, with the head of house games, you have to roll the dice. You need to participate, in the game to win head of house. That means you're going to be immune from evictions or nominations for the week, and you get to stay one more week in the house. But tonight we saw a twist that happened. Not really a twist, it was a game game. So a game, of course, the game took place, and we saw that Maria, scoring 28 points, she became the head of house for week 4. So we see Maria, who was the deputy head of house for week 3 under the regime of Pere, and now she is the new head of house for week 4. So the nomination show, of course, immediately after that was announced, the Pere actually, transferred the emblem, the emblem of power to Maria, and social media has been buzzing since Maria was announced as the new head of house. So Biggie also addressed the issue of the deputy head of house, because before the nomination show, Maria was discussing with other housemates in the house on who she's going to pick as the deputy head of house. Of course, we all know, we the viewers already know that she cannot pick Pere as the deputy head of house. So she was, in between picking Boma or Cross or any other housemate. And after Biggie addressed the issue, she then chose Boma as the deputy head of house. So congratulations to Boma. Boma gets to enjoy the royal suites. And let me take you back to Friday, last week Friday for week 3, day 5, where Biggie, called out Liquorose, Peace, and Maria, as the 3 of them are barred from the royal suite. So they are barred from the head of house room. And the reason is because Maria invited Liquor and Peace to the head of house suite, which she was not supposed to, do that. So on this note, the 3 of them actually bad, and now Maria being the head of house, she gets to sleep in the common room. She won't be sleeping in the royal suite. So, and looking at the fact that all the statement has been made clear from Biggie, Boma had to choose he had to choose another housemate to enjoy the royal suite, with him, and then he chose Jackie B. So Jackie B and Boma will be enjoying the royal suite for week 4. Maria will be staying in the common room, even though she's the new head of house for week 4. And so it was time for nominations. Nominations time came, and Biggie invited the head of house into the diary room where she went, and Biggie actually gave us a twist. So there is a twist for this week, guys. And the twist is that there'll be no nominations, there'll be no evictions, there'll be no public votes. So which means that all the housemates have the time to enjoy they have all the time to enjoy this week. So they have one more week in the house where they don't need to stress, or they don't need to think about who will be nominating them and all. And the other twist about this new rule is that the housemates don't even know about all of this. So Maria is just the only person who has the information, and Biggie also made it clear to her that she cannot discuss this or disclose this information with any housemate, including the deputy head of house. So all the housemates are all working, or they will be working, assuming that they are all nominated for evictions this Sunday. And Biggie already announced that there'll be no nominations this Sunday, there'll be no evictions, and there'll be no public votes. So Maria now has a job, she has a task she needs to fulfill in the house, being the head of house. And Biggie also told her that, looking at the fact that there'll be no nominations, no public votes, no evictions, Biggie wants Maria to keep it a secret from other housemates, and she's not allowed to disclose it to anybody, including the head of house. Even our bestie Pere won't even know about this. But let's see how things roll out this week. If Pere would actually discover, or if it's gonna figure out what the new twist is. And again, she must also convince all the housemates, even the deputy, that Biggie has scrapped tonight's nominations show, which she did. Of course, we saw the drama before the live show. We saw the drama, watched what Maria did. She's actually a good actress. Maria needs to be awarded for that show. Maria needs to be awarded for that show, So she must also tell the housemates to impress her for the week. And Biggie gave her a scorecard. So if she has a scorecard where she will need to score all the housemates based on how they act this week. So Biggie also pleaded with Maria that she should not turn them to slaves. Biggie said it in the diary room that do not turn your housemates to slaves. Of course, she said, Biggie, I agree, I won't turn them to, to slaves. So Biggie gave Maria a scorecard to use for the period, and this is just a new twist for the show. Looking at the fact that we have 1 week, 1 week where there'll be no votes, no public votes, no nominations, and no evictions. Let's see how things would roll this week. So guys, thank you all for joining, and again, welcome to everybody who is watching. Remember, this is the Big Brother Naija Season 6 Shine Your Eye Recap, brought to you by IPO. Thank you all for joining, and before I move on, remember we have a guest who'll be joining us on Instagram, and I'll be bringing my guest in any time from now. But before then, I have one more information to give you before we roll it, and we are talking about IPO toilet cleaner. So the IPO toilet cleaner is a very effective toilet cleaner that can give you a sparkling, clean, and germ-free toilet. IPO toilet cleaner does not only give your toilet bowl an unbeatable shine, but it also kills 99.9% germs present in the toilet bowls. So IPO cleaner is available in sachet for 35 naira, and is also available it's also available at 450 naira and 725 naira in any store close to you. So guys, check out the stores or the supermarket or your local market in your area. Get yourself IPO toilet cleaner and use that to clean the toilet and make sure that you see the unbeatable shine in your toilet. All right, so at this point, without further ado, I'll be inviting my guest Robbie to join us as we dissect tonight's event of what has happened in the house. See Kayvee leaving the show, which this is actually the first time watching the show. This is the first time a housemate to leave and voluntarily exit and based on medical grounds, which we all respect, that and all that has happened, but we wish Kayvee, we wish him all the best, even as he leaves the house. So I'll be waiting for Robbie to join us on Instagram as we discuss tonight's program. But before then, let me get some comments from those who are online. Let us all talk about the new the new head of house. Was it something you were expecting, or was it something very predictable? You let us know while we wait for our guests. Robbie. Okay. Who is the deputy? Oh, so Boma is actually the new deputy head of house, in case you missed the beginning of this recap. Boma is the new deputy head of house, for those who are asking on Instagram. All right, so I'm waiting for my guest Robbie to join us tonight to dissect. Yes, there's a deputy. Boma is actually a deputy. Boma is a deputy for week 4. All right, so I'm waiting for Robbie to join us for tonight. We're waiting for Robbie. Mommy, Dada, I can see you. Thank you all for joining. Debbie Scott, thank you all for joining. This is the Big Brother Naija Week 4 recap, brought to you by Hypo. These guys, follow them on Instagram at IPO, and let them know you hear from Sergeant Olori. Of course, we're talking about hygiene for the past 4 weeks. Now we're into week 4. Talking about hygiene, and IPO is your go-to disinfectant that you need to use in your house. Okay. Robbie. Okay. All right. So a few more minutes until Robbie will join us. We are contacting him via DM so that we can get Robbie to join us, for this discussion. Yes, I can see all your comments. Maria is a very good actress. Of course, she is. She acted it well. She passed on the message to the other housemates without, allowing them suspect her that this is all a plan and a new twist, from begin. And of course, the new housemate. I mean, the housemates have been talking about it since Maria, gave them the news that there will be no nominations and she will need to pick two housemates to be evicted on Sunday, which is not true. So as we all know, this is a game, this is a twist, this is Big Brother's show, and he knows how to play the game. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so we're waiting for Robbie to join in few minutes. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right, so thank you all for joining. Thank you all for sticking with me. This is the Big Brother Nigeria season 6 recap, and we're already in week 4. I'm really excited because it's a new week, and with the new twists already tonight from Biggie, we'll be expecting. Let's just see what we'll be expecting from other housemates this week. Hi, Omaomi. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How you doing?
Sergeant, I never expected this.
You never expected what exactly?
Oh no.
I am very well. I'm doing well.
I never expected this.
Which one? Which one are we picking? Which one are we picking? Is it Maria becoming the head of house, Boma becoming the deputy, or the way the new twist, going on in the show right now? Let us know what your take. Well, let us know what your take is at the moment.
Okay, so for me, right, honestly, the past few weeks I've really not been a huge fan of Maria,
Okay.
and that's my truth, because I feel like she could have handled me,
Okay.
or she could have been a different person and not just I don't know. Truth is, the past 1 week I didn't like the leadership of the house, and she was part of it. I don't want to say so much about individuals and all of that. So I did not want anyone. I wanted anyone but Maria and Pere. Definitely, Pere wouldn't have contested or wouldn't have been part of the games, right? Yeah. So when Saskay got 26,
yes.
I was like, yeah, that's my girl, yeah.
I was expecting a Saskay and J. Paul in the royal suite, honestly. I was expecting that.
The house would have been sweet and all that.
Yes.
And then Maria came, and I'm like, okay. So when Big Brother gave her that task,
yes,
I was happy that nobody was going home, because with this guy that had the voluntary exit, I mean, that was something, just so that we don't have heartbreak all week. So I really liked that Big Brother, said nobody was going home. And then she came out, and girl was crying.
She was.
I was like,
Oscar-winning actress.
And Sissy has buried it.
Yes.
And she was really crying. She was so convinced. She was like, oh my God, this is so... I mean, I would have thought, for being the wild card, being a wild card, she did good. But she really did good. And I kind of feel like, when she addressed the house, I can now tell that, okay, the good head is back on her shoulders. I think we're going to like this Maria as the head of house. I think we will like her. But, it's just day one.
Let's see how things will go in the coming weeks. Of course, we saw our leadership with Pere last week, being the deputy head of house, and a lot happened. And looking at the fact that Pere was the content last week, Pere was the most talked housemate, was the most talked about housemate in week 3, and a lot of things happened, from the military regime to, stopping white money from the kitchen, to the fight between Queen and the fight between Queen and Maria, the fight between Angel and Sammie, a lot of fights were in the house, to the relationships, sailing and all. A lot happened under the military regime, and if you actually watch the show, was it yesterday? Yes, yesterday before, after the eviction show, when Princess and Aaron left the house, you'd notice that Pere and Maria were forming relationships immediately after the show. If you noticed it, they were forming relationships. Pere and Maria, they were forming relations, like they were, relating with other housemates, and they had discussions even into today, even before the show.
Yeah, because the new regime was going to be over today. Honestly, if Big Brother had given them opportunity to nominate, a lot of people would have nominated Maria and Pere.
Yeah, exactly.
Too many people would have nominated them. And I think they knew this, which was why they tried to save the situation.
Exactly.
But I'll ask you a question. What is wrong? My question, what is wrong with Cross? That guy is a serial playboy.
With all the ladies in the house.
I don't get it. Okay, so during his diary session sometime last week, right, he told Big Brother he was crushing on 3 ladies. Okay, yes. No problem. After what's her name left on what day, I saw him flirting with Peace. Peace wasn't part of the 3 that he had liked. And then today, I think it was someone else entirely. In my mind, I'm like, if Ashewo was a boy.
That's why they call him Cross the Boss. That's why they call him Cross the Boss. Cross is actually for everybody. Cross is for everybody. And if you actually watch it, last night when Princess left the house, when she did allow the other housemates to hug her and all of that. So she left and she said, by the way, exactly. Oh, by the way, my crush in this house is Cross. So you're like, okay, so why did you have to keep this till? How would you do that?
You didn't have to tell us that.
Why? And looking at the fact that Cross is so unnecessary. Yeah, Cross actually likes Saskay. Saskay likes J. Paul. Saskay likes Yusuf. Saskay likes, who else again? There's one more person she likes in the house also. But if you notice that Saskay and J. Paul have been together, recently they've been together, forming, keeping, of course, doing a lot of things. Even Saskay this evening was making J. Paul's hair, by the jacuzzi area and all. So you can really tell who the kind of person she is. And you also remember that last week Thursday or Friday, when they were dancing by the pool side, by the jacuzzi side.
I was like, yeah, that's my girl.
Cross actually tapped her. Cross tapped her, and then she actually corrected that immediately. And looking at the fact that she stood up for herself also to to correct him for that exact act. So of course you can tell that Cross is for everybody. He's not looking for a relationship. It's just a guy who brought his vibe into the house, and everybody's actually vibing with him. That's just the truth. So let's just call it a cruise. We are all on a cruise. According to Angel, this is for a cruise. It is for everybody.
Please, what's going on with Angel and Yusuf? And I saw Yusuf's body today. I was like, damn.
I think because of what happened earlier today, which was what was the announcement that was made before the end of house games, which was Kayvee leaving the show. She said some things, at the kitchen area. Of course, she was really emotional about it.
I've been upset all day, right? So I just go back to my hotel.
Yeah.
And then I saw Yusuf hugging someone.
It was after Kayvee left the house. It was the announcement. That was what happened. It was after the announcement, and of course, Saskay has been tearing up since Jackie B, JMK. A lot of people are really sad about what has happened this evening. Nobody saw this coming, even for us, the viewers. For Kayvee, nobody saw this coming. So it's quite emotional for Angel, because I think Angel was also talking about the fact that he told her to let them work out together, or let them do yoga together, and she didn't adhere to him. And looking at what has happened, is just giving a lot of housemates memories of who Kayvee, was in the house, and what he said they should do for him. And so everybody's just working on their, emotions are just flying in the house.
Moments with him.
Kayvee leaving the show. And this is actually the first time, seeing,
there's going to be a voluntary exit.
This is actually the first time. And this is actually quite emotional, because Kayvee just spent 1 week in the house. He
We
came
barely
in,
experienced.
he actually barely experienced, a lot of things in the house. We barely, and again for last week, we were not nominated.
What's wrong with the unlimited LA? He's just all over the.
All right.
And I know he's here to look for my trouble.
No problem, no problem, no problem. Okay, Omaumi. So my guest Robbie is waiting right now. So I'll be
Okay.
having Robbie join
Bye.
us for this discussion. Thank you for accepting my invite to join us for this conversation, which is the Big Brother Nigeria, Shine Your High recap with Sergeant Olori. And this is brought to you by Hypo. Please follow Hypo on Instagram. Hypo Go Hypo. Please follow them on Instagram. Let them know you are from Sergeant
In fact,
Olori.
I wanted to say something about hypo.
What? Not on my show. Please click exit. Bye.
No, nothing bad actually.
Okay.
Nothing good, really.
All right, then let's
Like
say
they
it.
came literally and made us forget all the other bleaching agents we literally grew up with. The end. I mean, that's a thumbs up to them.
All right then.
All right, bye.
Thank you for the good review. Thank you so much for the good review. Please follow them on Instagram. All right, bye.
Okay, bye.
Yes,
Good.
bye. Yeah. All right, Robbie, this is when we have you on the show. Thank you all for those who are joining. Thank you so much for joining. This is the Big Brother Nigeria Week 4 recap with Sergeant Olori, and this is proudly brought to you by iPo. Hello, Robbie.
What's up?
Hi, good evening. Thank you for joining.
Sorry I took your time.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We have more time. We still have more time. We still have more time on the show. So a lot has happened, and of course we're chatting before the show, and
I know.
And before we dive into the latest deputy head of house talk, then let's just quickly touch on Kayvee. Kayvee actually, exited the show today. The announcement was made, and this is quite, saddening, about the whole scenario of what has happened and all. Looking at the fact that Kayvee joined at the end of week 2, he actually just spent 1 week in the house, and today we got the announcement of his voluntary exit. So let's hear from you, Robbie.
Okay, so I think when they got into the house, the week they got into the house and they were having conversations, we talked about them. When Ebuka was introducing one of them on stage, we talked about people guests and they have been in isolation. Normally before you go into the show, they put you for weeks, maybe maximum 2-3 weeks. But I think they stayed about 4 or 5 weeks or so. And mental health is really is really a problem. Sometimes it creeps in on you. You don't when you're experiencing it. I think for those of us who have had the opportunity to, of going for Big Brother auditions, you get to see it, and we sit down and they talk, and they psych you and they talk about you having to stay without talking to somebody for maybe a couple of days, and we know how hard it is, especially when you're alone. Are you guys hearing me at all?
I think your network is cracking. Can you just end it and then come back again? Can you just end it and come back again?
Okay.
Yes, you can end and come back again. Yeah. All right then. Okay. Thank you all for joining. Thank you so much for joining. This is still the Big Brother Nigeria Season 6 Shine Your High recap with your Sergeant Olori, and this is brought to you by iPo. All right, so we're talking about iPo. Let's talk about iPo bleaching. iPo bleach is a very affordable disinfectant, and that can be used, to keep the home and environment safe and healthy. So to stay safe, use Hypo to clean your floors around your home, like the living room floors, the bedroom, the kitchen floors, the bathroom, and toilet floors. Remember, Hypo bleach is available in all the local stores or markets around your neighborhood, and you can get this in sachet for 13 naira. You can also get them in bottles at 400 naira and 750 naira in bottles. So this is the Big Brother Nigeria recap brought to you by iPo, and I have my guest here, Robbie Epo, who will be joining us. I will be talking about the new head of house for week 4 and also the deputy head of house for week 4. We'll also talk about the new twist on the show, which has to do with no public votes, no nominations this week, and no eviction this Sunday. I'm talking about the new head of house. We have Maria. Maria, who's the new head of house for week 4. She was the deputy head of house for week 3, and a lot of people are excited about this new nomination. All right, so Robbie will be back and he'll be joining us in few minutes. Okay, so Robbie is back. Hello, Robbie. Hello. Yes. Hello, Robbie. Hi.
Hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, I can hear you now. Yes. So I mean, yeah, talking about Kayvee leaving the show, of course, like I said, it was a sad exit, for a lot of viewers. Seeing him leave the show, and he didn't get to enjoy the house. He only got into the house like about end of week 2. He enjoyed the house just for week 3, and he had to leave based on medical reasons. So looking at the fact that a lot of our fellow housemates have been worried about him and all, of course, they called the attention of Biggie, and Biggie had to attend to Kayvee. So we wish, on this note, we wish Kayvee all the best on everything. So let's just talk about the new head of house, Maria being head of house. Maria is the new head of house for week 4, and she picked Boma as her deputy. So, of course, we all saw the games. For those who didn't watch the game, Maria had 28 points, and the closest to 28 points was Saskay, where she had 26 points. And when Saskay actually played before Maria, of course, people thought Saskay was going to be the head of house. But fortunately, Maria beat her with 2 points, which made it 28 points, and Maria is the new head of house. So, Robbie, what do you think?
I let me not lie. I wanted Saskay to be the head of house because of the pressure she was under last week. I mean, she was swapped for someone else. For Saga last week. So
yes.
So especially when you're not up for nomination, when they swap you, you now have that pressure that you have to build to manage the whole week. So I was really rooting for her. I wanted her to be the head of house. Unfortunately, Maria became the head of house. And immediately Maria became the head of house, I knew that she was going to pick Boma. I don't know why, but I just knew that she was going to pick Boma. And then coming to see the twist again, that there's not going to be nominations, and there's not going to be evictions this week. I'm sure that when Saskay when she had 26 points in her head, she was like, hey, God, Pere goes so far, Pere goes so far.
This is payback time.
Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But I like the twist. I like the fact that there's not going to be nominations this week, and there's not going to be evictions. But people that they don't know, the housemates don't know. So they're going to now have to work extra hard, pretend to in their head have the idea that, if I don't work well, Maria is going to put me on the scorer's chart, that kind of thing. Yes. I like the fact that there's a lot of change, there's a lot of that we are the viewers. We can't, like we say, we can't predict this, brother.
Yeah, it's unpredictable. It's actually.
Come to think of Kayvee, like the housemates noticed that this guy, there was something wrong.
Okay. All right, so while we wait for Robbie to join us back, remember this is the Big Brother Nigeria Season 6 Shine Your Eye recap with your Sergeant Olori, and this is brought to you by IPO. So our guest for tonight is Robbie, and we're talking about the new head of house for week 4, the deputy head of house, and also the twist Big Brother introduced to us this week. We are all looking forward to the content, the drama. We're actually excited about what the housemates will be giving to us this week, because already the housemates will be acting on the fact that 2 people will be leaving the house this week. And remember, Big Brother announced that there'll be no nominations, there'll be no evictions, and there'll be no public votes. So this week is just for them to cruise, enjoy. Of course, with the viewers will be enjoying all of that. But for the housemates, they need to be in the good books of our new head of house, Maria, so she can score them, give them good points. They will have to do everything she tells them to do and all. So in a few minutes, Robbie will be joining us back. But before then, I would like to take questions from those who are watching. Let us hear from you. What do you think about this new regime, which is called the Flyers regime? We just left the military regime, which was last week, and now we are into a new regime, a new week, which is with Maria being the head of house. Okay, Robbie will be joining us back in few minutes. Robbie will be joining us now. All right, so, okay, Robbie is back. Yes, welcome back.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah, so I was saying that a lot of us watching this show, we feel like, oh, when I go into the house, I can do this, I can do that. But trust me, it's not easy when you're blocked out from the whole world. When you're blocked out from you're seeing the same people every day, you're confined to a space. So I feel like that kind of worked against Kayvee. A lot of us some people have stronger, immune systems, some people have like that. But 1 week cannot go out. So I see that mental health his mental health wasn't in a stable place. So I feel like the best thing they did was let him go. I'm sure he saw what this guy should also go. So we wish him all the best. Though.
Yeah, so we wish him all the best. All the love from us to Kayvee.
Yeah, especially now in the era of days of social media, phones, what we do without the phone for 24 hours, me, I cannot. Let me not lie. So it's hard. It's hard. Even if you don't leave your house, you want to watch TV, you want to do something, especially. So it probably is for the best for him. But for those of us who have been fans of Big Brother over the year, if you remember, there was a Big Brother Africa, 2 Nigerians went, Ola and Chris. And Ola had to leave because of medical conditions. It's the same kind of scenario. We got into the house, and after 3 weeks or so, the housemates noticed that something's wrong with this guy. He had to tell Big Brother, and they had to let him go. So I think he's the best point. The show goes on. And let's hope that as a photographer that he is, will get to, excel in his endeavors, because the platform is already for him. So have a picture.
So thank you, Robbie. So let's talk about Maria's regime. Let's just talk about Maria's regime with Boma. Of course, for those who don't know, like I said earlier, Maria is actually banned from the head of house room. Remember, Big Brother gave her a 2-week ban. She, Liquorose, and Peace would not, have access to the head of house room, even if they become head of house. So Maria will be staying in the common room while Boma and Jackie B will be enjoying the royal suites. So, Boma picked Jackie B as his roommate for the royal suite. So Boma won't be enjoying the royal suite alone; he'll be enjoying it with Jackie B. So let's see how things would roll out this way. Looking at the fact that Jackie B and Michael have been close for how many days now? Let's say 8 to 9 days. Yeah, they've been very, very close. So let's see how things would pan out. Jackie B moving to the room upstairs. So what do you think? What do you think about this new week? Upper room. What do you think about this new week with Maria's regime?
If you noticed last week, there were times that Maria had arguments and disagreements with Pere. After an album deal. So when you'd be like, hey, you're disrespecting me, I'm the head of house, blah, blah, blah. But I see her coming down, having that little touch. She's not going to be as stern as Pere was. And then considering the fact that in fact, if you watch her diary, when Big Brother called her in to tell her about what was going to happen, Big Brother told her, do not enslave the housemates.
Exactly. I was gonna say that, because Big Brother was like, do not enslave them.
They're going to have fun. Yeah, they're going to have fun. I see her. She's going to try and be tough, but at the end of the day, that female part of her doesn't always come into play. But man, she's a good.
She's actually a good actress.
Actress. Immediately. Hey, I scared that girl.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. I mean, Maria becoming the head of house. This is a new twist. I mean, Biggie introducing the new twist of no public votes, no nominations, no evictions this week is actually something nobody actually predicted or expected. But looking at the fact that two housemates left yesterday, just last week, and we have no nominations this week, four housemates believe in one Sunday. That is one thing I know. We can have four housemates. We can have four housemates leave at the same time.
They're still enjoying this show. They are still too much. They are still
But
too
I
much.
actually
There's
like the
also
fact
like
that
four people we leave.
I actually like the fact that Pere was the content for last week. He gave us that energy. He gave us the how would I put it that there was a shake in the house. Like all the housemates felt it. You know, especially when he told them
No, that's
do not disrespect, you know, the emblem, you know, do not disrespect my position. And some of them said yes, sir. You know, that was actually funny because it felt like, oh my god, this is actually the military regime, of course. So we're looking forward to Maria this week. Let's see the content that, you know, will come up this week, looking at the fact that Maria has entered the house as a wild card with Pere. So I don't know if the housemates will believe her right now that she's even the head of house. Of course, they also that the game was a game of luck. It was not a game of he didn't have to pick anything, but it was a game of luck. She won the game according to the show and the rules. Now she's the head of house. They'll have to listen to her. She came in as a wild card. Now she's the head of house in week 4. You know, with this new twist, this is going to be very difficult for Maria. I feel so sorry, man.
Another thing I feel, like Omar just said, another thing I feel is Big Brother tier, this game, we feel like we can predict what will happen.
True.
And so because we feel like we can predict what will happen, Big Brother just comes up and says, you know what, people, I feel so smart. Okay, I'll show and say, this show is about me and not about you guys. Do you understand? So Big Brother can say, choose 2 people and you feel should be, and you actually become a real true. It can be. We just can't predict what's going on the day. On Sunday, people come and just come, and Big Brother will now say, Maria, we told you to pick 2 people. But, you know, actually these 2 people are going to be evicted, and because they're still plenty in the house. So and there's still plenty, and that's why I see. That's why I see the show is still kind of dry. It's kind of boring and all that. But at the end of the day, Big Brother knows what we don't know. So yeah, I mean,
true.
Let's see how it plays out.
Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. You know, so because I remember someone was asking on Twitter that why is it that they can, like, maybe when it is time for something to happen, there should be like a prompt notification, you know, on our phones to tell us that this is what is happening in the house. You know, and then I responded to that tweet. I said, you know what, this is a live show. Anything can happen. So this is where you need to sit down and watch. Like, anything can happen. So you don't expect a prompt notification on your phone telling you what is happening or telling you when it is time for a game or when it is time for a presentation. That would not happen. You know, now looking at the fact that we got an announcement, a very shocking announcement this Monday evening, you know, was really heartbreaking, you know, most especially for me. I was really heartbroken, you know, to see Kayvee leave the show just like that, you know, and anything can happen on the show. Of course, Biggie is running the show. He actually included a new twist for no nominations, no public votes, and no eviction this Sunday. So let's see how things would, you know, pan out this week. Let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see what's gonna happen on Sunday. What will Ebuka do? What will Ebuka say? What are we gonna put out? You know, this is actually, you know, enjoyable. Obviously, this is actually enjoyable because that is why it's a show. You can never ever predict what's gonna happen. All right, so
Exactly.
yeah, so all right. Okay, so I think with the things that are happening now, what do you think, or what can you say, about Boma acting as the deputy head of house? Seeing that Boma was the head of house for week 2, would you see him participate or working hand in hand with Maria this week?
Oh yeah. I feel like part of my opinion, though, I feel like part of what Boma is going to be sharing with Maria, the I mean, he's obviously in the head of house lounge with Jackie, So they will probably see what's going on in the house, what can we do, so whatever he discussion or conversation he has with Jackie B will be like what he's going to throw to Marie. Maria, let's see whether Maria is going to either accept or not. So I'm just seeing a week where everybody is going to be on their toes, but it's not going to be like last week where everybody was as I mean, they were more scared of Pere than Big Brother himself.
Exactly. exactly.
More scared of Pere than Big Brother himself. So I see a week where she's going to like douse that tension. There was a lot of tension last week. She's going to douse that tension and try as much as possible not to be as strict as Pere was, but like somebody's saying Tanja.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Robbie, for joining us on the Big Brother Nigeria weekly recap, brought to you by Sergeant. So thank you for joining us on the Big Brother Nigeria recap by Sergeant Olori, brought to you by Hypo. Thank you for joining us. Yes, sir. And I'll see you next time. All right. Yes. So for those who are watching, if you're in your home, if you're in traffic, thank you all for joining. In case you missed everything we discussed, from the beginning of the show, you can always watch this on our platforms. I'll definitely save this video. You can always watch it. And remember that the Big Brother Nigeria Season 6 recap, Shine Your High by Sergeant Olori, is brought to you by IPO. For those who are watching, I can see the numbers. I need you guys to please go on Instagram, follow them at IPO, and let them know that you are from Sergeant Olori. So on that note, I have a special announcement to give you guys from IPO, and it's about the IPO toilet cleaner. So the IPO toilet cleaner is a very effective toilet cleaner that can give your toilet bowl a sparkling, clean, and germ-free toilet. So your IPO toilet not only gives your toilet bowl an unbeatable shine, but it also kills 99.9% germs present in the toilet bowl. So IPO toilet cleaner is available in sachet at 35 naira. You can also get it at 450 naira and 725 naira in bottles. So you can get any of these IPO bottles or the sachet in any of your local stores in your neighborhood. You can check out the stores or you can check out the market and grab yourself a bottle. So on this note, I would like to say thank you to those who have watched. Remember to follow IPO on Instagram at IPOGoWipo. Remember to follow OLORISUPERGAL on all the platforms at OLORISUPERGAL, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, OLORISUPERGAL TV. So until next time, it's a new week 4 with Maria, who is the head of house, deputy, who is Boma. No nominations this week, no evictions this week, no one is going home, no public votes. This week is just a week of cruise. Let's see how we're going to enjoy this week with Maria, who is the current head of house. On that note, this is me saying goodbye. Thank you all for sticking with me. Remember to follow Hypo on Instagram at HypoGoWipo, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. All right. Good evening. Good